Hi everyone and welcome to FilmDirt. I've just re-watched Valkyrie, starring Tom Cruise, Kenneth Branagh, Bill Nighy, Tom Wilkinson, Eddie Izzard, Terence. What an amazing cast. And I'm ready to give my views on what I thought of the film overall. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I preferred it this time than I did the first time. I am a little bit of a historian, and ever since I left school, I would always be researching on various historical incidents and smaller events that isn't really well publicised, but I just wanted to satisfy some curiosity that I had. You use Google. Google is your friend sometimes, and you can go down a rabbit hole, can't you, when you're searching for this and that, and you find a little bit of information that's backed up here and there. Now, I enjoy historical mysteries, and World War II does hold a little bit of interest for me. I'm not into politics as such. I know a lot of war is started by politics, of course. I find it all a little bit complicated, and it's just a load of nonsense, really. I mean, sorry to summarise what I feel about politics, but films like Valkyrie, I think they do simplify a lot of this. Well, they would have to, because it really is a lot more complicated, I'm sure, to assassinate your head of state. And this claims to be based on a true story, and apparently there were quite a number of attempts on Adolf Hitler's life, as I'm sure there would have been. Not everyone agrees with war, even those instigated within your own country. I mean, everyone, I guess, is patriotic to a point, until you realise, I don't really agree with what's going on. I don't agree with this certain politician's views. We're all different, and we've all got our sensibilities and our opinions. I love the hesitation and the burden that this film sets up at the beginning. I do think Tom Cruise is a great actor, and he's always good value to deliver the weight of the mission at hand to the screen. Now, the big talking point for this film was the choice of spoken language. It's all in English, and I think that's an interesting choice. There's been a few films before and since that's been in its own respective dialect, and we have subtitles. So this choice, again, is interesting, and it suits an English-speaking audience. Maybe not everyone wants to read subtitles. For me, I'd rather hear the natural language and read subtitles. I'm not that good with foreign language. I can speak a little bit of Dutch, but I guess with a predominantly British cast of excellent actors, you know, this is the absolute top level cast you could ever hope to have all in one film. Mostly British, and Tom Cruise as well, of course, plus a supporting cast as well. Lots of familiar faces here that I may not recall the names of, but you know, you've seen them in other stuff, and they're all solid additions to the cast. So maybe the choice of English throughout the film was taken to just help things along. And I've just got to add, I did see a similar film in this time period, Inglourious Basterds, that did choose to retain the German, French language with subtitles, and I think it worked. I'll probably bring a review for that film very soon. But I don't think it really hurt Valkyrie at all. In the first maybe 1 minute of the film, we can hear Tom Cruise speaking German, then it slowly morphs into English, and then I think you're invested in the film. There is already a movement going on to assassinate the Fuhrer with Kenneth Branagh's character, and then Tom Cruise's Stauffenberg is introduced. And then throughout the middle of the film, we go through all the little avenues of mystery, and I was thinking at various points, is this character going to double cross, or is a certain other character really in on the mission? And there are a few really good threads going on with so many characters in senior positions that you weren't quite sure what their motives were. Now, overall, I think it really does look authentic. The uniforms look right, and the locations look right. The visual effects do sell the story. A lot of the aircraft scenes look good, and the brief scenes of battle, it all looks reasonably authentic. And that brings me on to the film's director, Bryan Singer. I haven't really been too much of a fan. I never really got into the X-Men films. and I never really enjoyed the choices made in Superman Returns. I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody yet, but I will do very soon for a future review. I know I'm long overdue seeing that film, and I enjoyed The Usual Suspects, and I need to revisit that film as well. But Valkyrie is another one of his really good films. I really enjoyed this, and it's one of those films that makes you want to do a little bit of Googling afterwards, anything that's based on a true story. And depending on how invested you get into the story and the characters involved, it does kind of make you want to Google and do a little bit of digging yourself, doesn't it? So I'm sure I'll be doing that in the coming days. And I just wanted to add that I believe that this film may be the first collaboration between Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie, who, as writer, seems to have become a regular collaborator with many of Tom Cruise's projects, including all the later Mission Impossible films. And McQuarrie is also a director as well as a writer. So this shows you where people really do like to work with people they know. I know that Christopher Nolan used to like working with Wally Pfister, who ended up moving into directing himself. I remember reading that Chris Nolan complained that he had to go and find another DP. So the industry does seem to be a little smaller than you think, with the same groups of people moving in the same directions. I just find some of that interesting. So that's my thoughts on Valkyrie, and I'll give that a 4 stars out of 5. Really enjoyed the film and maybe want to discuss the film further with friends and with you guys on this channel. So before I go, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on myself, because I did only start this channel recently. I only ever give my honest opinion. Unlike a lot of other reviewers, I don't accept free tickets, and my channel isn't sponsored by anyone, so my views are completely unbiased. Thanks again for joining me for this little chat. Looking forward to joining you again, and like and subscribe, as they always say. I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.